The 2025-26 season is shaping out to be a truly demanding season from all involved. Every player everywhere needs to step up for their team, but some seem to have an even more difficult assignment than others because they're having to replace some legends and very important players in the team. Who are some of these players we're talking about? Let's get into the list. These are 10 players with the biggest shoes to fill this season. We'll start with the big man Nick Woltemade. He was brought in to fill the shoes of Alexander Isak, and really, can the shoes get much bigger than that? Isak was Newcastle's top scorer and most important player in the last couple years. He finished as the top scoring striker in the Premier League last season, helped Newcastle end their 70-year trophy drought, and almost always came up clutch in the biggest games. Now, he has left to join Liverpool and Woltemade has come in to take his place. It's hard enough coming from abroad to the Premier League as a young player, but your job gets significantly more difficult when you're asked to replace a player like Alexander Isak. Those are some ridiculously big shoes to fill we're talking about. Take a guess in the comments, we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Let's now talk about Tijjani Reinders. In a way, he's having to fill the massive shoes of Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City. De Bruyne is arguably the greatest ever Man City player, so replacing him was always going to be very difficult. And it's much more difficult when you remember that De Bruyne used to fill many holes for City. He often played as an attacking midfielder and a central midfielder. He could also play as a deep-lying playmaker, a false nine, and we often saw him doing shifts on the wings. On top of that, De Bruyne used to produce a truckload of assists, score goals, and was great at set pieces. Honestly, it's nearly impossible to fill shoes like these. To be fair, Reinders has started out pretty well. His work rate has been impressive, he has been involved in the goals, and has been pretty consistent so far. But while that's a good start, he'll still have to do so much more to be able to fill KBD's shoes. Another new Premier League signing who has huge shoes to fill is Xavi Simons. Maybe not entirely, but in a way he was brought in to replace Son. He took Son's number and can play in the position Son occupied, so it does feel like a replacement. But stepping into the shoes Son vacated at Spurs is very hard. The South Korean is loved by every single Spurs fan. He was there for 10 years, captained the club, scored a lot of goals for them, won the Premier League Golden Boot, turned down some big moves to remain there, and made sure to break their trophy drought just before he left. He is a Spurs legend through and through, and Simons will have to do an incredible lot to get half the love Son got from Spurs fans. Speaking of love from the fans, everyone knows that Diogo Jota was one of the most loved players by the Liverpool fans. In fact, he even still lives in their hearts till date, and you can see it in how the Anfield crowd still sings songs in his honour in the 20th minute. Because of all of this, as well as how clutch he always was, we'd say Hugo Ekitike has some really huge shoes to fill. First season in England with the reigning champions, and having to replace a player so loved by the fans who passed away in unfortunate circumstances, yeah, that's very tough. But he has actually started his journey on a pretty good note. No, not that one you're thinking. We're talking about the Colombian striker who plays for Sporting. This is a guy who has Almeria, Granada and Watford on his CV, but this summer he was signed for 25 million euros to replace Victor Gyökeres, a man who used to score for fun for Sporting. Gyökeres nearly won the European Golden Shoe last season, won back-to-back Golden Boots and Player of the Year awards, and just won the Gerd Müller Trophy at the Ballon d'Or. To come from the second division of the Spanish league and be asked to replace a player like that is a very, very tough task. Federico Valverde also has a tough task on his hands. He is having to step into the shoes of Luka Modric, and really, can it get much bigger than that? Modric is one of the greatest centre midfielders of his generation. He's the most decorated player in Real Madrid history and was just so important to the team's success during his time there. Now, with Modric gone, Valverde has had to step up as the new chief centre midfielder and take up the creative and controlling duties. He also has to take up the leadership responsibilities vacated by Modric, which is a lot when you play for Real Madrid. So, not only is he expected to fill Modric's shoes as the main centre mid, he's also filling the Croatian's shoes as the new vice-captain. No one can really do what Prime Modric did, but we're sure Valverde can try. Now remember we said there's another Liverpool player on this list. It's Jeremy Frimpong. He was brought in to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold, who left to join Real Madrid this summer. Although the fans aren't happy with how he left, they surely acknowledge that he was one of the best right-backs in the league while he was there. Trent was amazing when it came to creating chances and putting in crosses from right back. He used to get an impressive number of assists, score goals, and was a genius from set pieces. Yeah, those are really massive shoes for Frimpong to fill. But this list is not just for outfield players. PSG's new goalie Lucas Chevalier also has huge shoes to fill. We're talking about a 23-year-old who's coming in to replace one of the best shot stoppers in the world, who just helped the team win their first ever UEFA Champions League and European treble. And what makes things a little tougher for him is how Gianluigi Donnarumma was sent out of the club. The pressure is definitely really on for Chevalier this season. Enrique will be hoping this huge gamble pays off. Next, let's talk about Rasmus Højlund. He was brought in to fill the shoes of Romelu Lukaku, who sustained a long-term injury at the beginning of the season. Lukaku was directly involved in 24 goals in 36 appearances for Napoli last season. He was 5th for most goals and 1st for most assists in the Serie A, helping the Neapolitans secure the Scudetto once again. But now, he's injured and Højlund has been brought in to fill that gap. Asking him to come from a horrible season at United to do what Lukaku did for Napoli last season is a huge ask. But then again, Lukaku went from United to dominating the Serie A, so it's very possible. Speaking of injuries, let's now talk about Serge Gnabry. Just like Højlund, he's filling the shoes of an injured player in Jamal Musiala. As a number 10, Musiala is simply one of the best in the world, and he has always been very important for Bayern Munich. But due to the injury he sustained at the Club World Cup, he'll be missing most of the season, and in his absence, Gnabry has had to step up to fill in those huge shoes. Gnabry is a good and experienced player, no doubt, but he doesn't come close to Musiala when it comes to the attacking midfield position. So yeah, those are some big shoes for him to fill. Are there more players with really big shoes to fill this season? Drop their names in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye!
Do you want to make money with affiliate marketing? Join the Goal90 Shop affiliate program and start earning today. Get your unique affiliate link and exclusive discount coupon to share with your audience. Every sale made through your link earns you a 10% commission. No limits, just real earnings. Don't miss out. Turn your influence into income now.